What's going on, everybody? Happy Hump Day Wednesday. How are you today? It's Regina Coley, aka the Motivator. I hope that you all are having a blessed Wednesday thus far. I know a lot of you guys are just getting your days started, but I wanted to hop in really quickly because I have an amazing event happening tomorrow, and I want to see your face in the virtual building for Revitalize and Recharge, a mid year virtual retreat for executive moms. This event is going to be awesome. Tomorrow is the 1st of June. I cannot believe that we are already halfway through this year. Seems to be flying by really quickly, but all is well. I think that this presents a wonderful opportunity for us to just check in and see, like, is everybody good? Are you guys okay? How are things going with you, with it being 6 months into the year? Is this year presenting itself as you planned back in January? I think January, a lot of people got really excited about the new year. There was excitement around goals and goal setting and what this new year and opportunity could bring. And then here we are in June, and some of you guys may be feeling like, man, nothing that I planned in January has happened, or life is happening, and I'm a little bit off track with my goals. As a personal growth coach, this is one of the areas I love to focus in on is how are you growing? I had a pastor tell me years ago, if you're not growing, you're dying. And so it made me um, reframe my way of thinking on growth is that you shouldn't be in the same place that you were last year. You should be in a better place in any capacity, in mindset, in your physical location, in your finances, in your wealth, in your wellness. Whatever that journey looks like for you, you should be actively growing. And so this opportunity for us to just pause during this virtual retreat is an opportunity for the most busy people I know, mothers, and even busier people that I know, executives, entrepreneurs, heads of departments, professional women, which is like all of you all, really need to put that eye, and that's why the eye in Revitalize is a different color. Put the eye back in to this year. What are you doing for you? How are you taking care of yourself this year and this season right now? We are on the last day of May. We are wrapping up Mental Health Awareness Month. And this really is what inspired this retreat, not only because the summer is coming and it's our natural time to want to relax and rest and recharge. And I was really thinking, like, what could I offer that would really fall in line with where we are seasonally anyway, where most women are relaxed. And this opportunity to really truly hone in and think on how we're taking care of ourselves and just have it to naturally flow into what we're doing in our families and in our lives, I think it's going to be beautiful. So let us get into it. So if any of you guys are not familiar with me and our company, motivatHER, our mission is to help women understand their significance, radiate their brilliance, and make their mark. We do this in a number of ways, through coaching, through consulting, courses in motivatHER Academy, ton of guides and manuals and books. I'm a serial author. I pride myself on that, with much, much more to come out this year. I think I've been in, like, head down working and typing on a lot of books that I think will offer a ton of benefit to you, especially as a mother. Like, I always wanted to kind of leave that part of it out. I was like, I don't want to really focus on me being a mom. I want to focus on all the other assets that I am. But that's such a huge part of what I am. And it's such a huge part of how I see life and do life, that I think for other women, in order for us to have this ideal of having it all, we can't exclude any one part of our life. So understanding the significance that comes from wherever it is that you find yourself, under whatever title, it is important. And it's a title that's been designated to you for you to be great in this season, in this world. So don't feel like anything is too small or too big or not as important as this, because it's all important. And it's all part of the big picture and identity of who it is that you are. So helping women to understand what that looks like, and then how do you showcase all the wonderfulness that is you out into the world with the people that you interact with on a day-to-day basis. And how will somebody know that you are here? What is it that you are leaving on this world so that someone knows that you are here? How did you spend your days? How did you spend your time? What wisdom did you incur? All of those things is so critically important to who we are as women. So that's the mission of motivatHER Inc. The vision is to be the best motivational company for women and girls and to see them achieve more and use personal education and motivation to inspire solutions to everyday struggles. So, this event is again happening tomorrow, starting at 9 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. And I see one mistake that I left off here, which is objective number 3, which is still in that weird Latin language, but that's okay. So, our objective for this event is to provide a supportive and empowering environment for you to grow and focus on your personal growth and well being. It's an opportunity to stop the busyness that is life, the busyness that is taking care of everybody else, and really honing in and saying, what do I need to be well? What do I need to be happy? What do I need to be healed? What do I need to be whole? And understanding and articulating what those needs are and what they look like. I am in the midst of a little break for my kiddos this week, which has been amazing. And it's been a reflective time for me, especially this month. When I realized that we were entering into the month of May, I made a pledge to myself that every day for these 31 days, and it ends today, to just take an opportunity to check in with myself and say, am I happy today? And if I'm not, what can I do to fix that? Am I feeling whole today? And if not, what can I do to fix that? So I have now 31 days worth of reflective activity that helps me to understand me better and what I need to be happy, healthy, and whole on a day-to-day basis. And so I wanted to take that information during the month of May and create like a mindset challenge around it where we did that work together. But I thought it was important for me to do the work first and then come back on the back end and for us to talk about it later. So I'm going to share snippets of that, what that looked like with you during tomorrow's retreat. And don't worry if you're not able to join us live for the retreat. The replays will be available because I too want them to be something that you can frequently reference. So you'll have access to that if you're not able to join live. So I highly suggest, if some of you are like, oh, tomorrow is so soon, I can't do that. It's fine. Replay is available. But also the second objective, which you can see here, is to offer practical strategies for stress management and self-care. A lot of the times I hear different self-care recommendations around certain things like, taking a bubble bath, lighting candles, listening to music, getting your nails done, getting a pedicure, having herbal tea, just taking time to reflect. One of the biggest things is that some of the strategies, and all those things are beautiful things, but some of the things that are recommended are not practical for the entire group. It's practical for a select few. And I want to make sure that during this event that a lot of what is shared is practical for everyone, for what's good for the group. We have a lot of mothers, we have a lot of executives where time is important to you. And so you may not have time to do all the things that you know you deserve and you know that are necessary for you to be happy, healthy, and whole. But I want to make sure that you have some tools in your arsenal belt that is like, I can pull out this on this day. I can pull out this if I want to go. I can pull out this if I'm in the car. I can pull out this if we're on vacation. I can pull out this in the office. I can pull out this on a stressful day at home. I can pull out this, just before bed. I want you to be able to have just a toolbox of self-care strategies that you can use, a toolbox of ways that you manage your stress. Because I think that we are the most stressed group of individuals, managing personalities, managing people, managing problems, being solution oriented, trying to be positive each and every day. Then on top of that, just recognizing that you're a person who deserves some time for yourself just to do the things that you like to do as well. And it's a balancing act. So what we're doing, and the goal and objective, which is that third one there, should be also just learning how to balance family and business and yourself. Those are our priorities for the event. But what I wanted to talk to you about today, and I don't want to get too deep into it today, but I wanted to give you a snippet of it just in case you can't join us for tomorrow. And I want you to better understand why this is so prevalent. And I say it's a clarion call. It's urgent. It's not something that you can dabble around with and say, I'll get to that later. Oh, she's just talking about self-care. I can get to that another day. I'm going to do nails this weekend. This is not about that. This is about this statistic that I looked up, and it was like, not only is it true, it's true because I've personally experienced it and know it to be true. It's true because it is in a space that I often work in which is also as a doula, when mothers have just become mothers and they're, dealing with, I just had a baby and I'm trying to get back to myself and I want to get back to the normalcy of life and I can't do it. And they're dealing with postpartum depression and they're trying to suppress that and make it seem like it's nothing so that we can get back to normal. And a lot of women never get back to normal. And what it does is exasperates and it becomes depression, it becomes anxiety, and now it becomes something that has to be managed. And what I found in this statistic is that women experience depression at rates twice that of men. And then society may expect the percentage of Black women receiving care to mirror that of white women. However, if you are a Black woman, they're less likely or about half as likely to seek care. So my community is filled with women. My community of friends and peers is filled with mothers, executives who are going wholeheartedly after their dreams. They're in school, they're managing businesses, nonprofits, community leaders, all of the things. That rate right there bothers me. That rate bothers me because not only because of the fact that women have to experience depression at twice the rate of men, but that they're less likely to seek care. One of the best decisions that I have made personally in the last year was to get a therapist. And I think it's a decision that more women are starting to lean on and understand the importance and the value of. But if they don't, I'm thinking, what are the other alternatives to dealing with that, to managing that on a day to day basis? Can you show up happy, healthy, and whole for yourself, for your family, and for your business if you are managing these things and you're not saying anything about it? And two of the things that you'll see here on the screen, which we're going to jump into really quickly, are strong Black women syndrome, which is that you just got to deal with it. You're resilient, you're strong, you got this. Your whole lineage did it before, you can do it again. And so it's just a brushing off of, you can be good, girl. You're strong, you're resilient, deal with it, which is, I think, the worst option that you can take. But then there's also superwoman syndrome, which is this mentality that women have that we're supposed to do it all. We were created for this. And as a woman, when I first became a mom and a wife, I think I soaked myself in reading all the books about parenthood, about motherhood. I was already reading all the business books because I knew that that's what I wanted to do. So throw in there all these things that have constantly send messages around sacrifice. If you want this, you sacrifice that. If you want this in a marriage, you sacrifice, you compromise. If you want this as a Christian mother, you're supposed to just chalk it up and deal with it. All of it was like around suffering and compromise and not really centered around self-care. So the persona that I took is that as a woman, this is just what we got to do. This is just a part of the job. Deal with it. And I realized later, this is a really unhealthy practice and this is not working for me. It is not working for my family. This is not going to work long term. And so understanding that we're stepping into a season where I want women to understand and recognize that this is something that's happening for you, that there are solutions that are available. Let me also preface this by saying I am not a licensed therapist. I am a personal growth coach. So no, I am not here to give you any therapy lessons. There are recommendations and resources that I can provide for you for that, but I did want to preface the conversation by saying that. Raise your hand if any of these feel familiar to you. Are you dealing with bouts of irritability, inability to sleep or excessive sleep, having memory issues? You're forgetting a lot of things. I know that we throw this off sometimes as, oh, it's just pregnancy brain or just mommy brain, but are you having memory issues? Do you feel muscle tension in your body, that your body is literally speaking to you and telling you we got too much going on, we are carrying too much? Do you deal with anxiety? Do you feel with are you filled with anxiousness for no apparent reason? Do you deal with sweating when you're not physically active? Inability to concentrate, general aches and pains? I want you to look at this list and I want you to understand again why I say the urgency of having a mid-year reset, because none of these things, in my opinion, allow you to be productive. None of these things allow you to be great. None of these things allow you to operate from your highest self. None of these things are intuitive to you becoming the best version of you. And I think that that should be your goal, your active goal each and every day. And if these things are happening, then these need to be some solutions centered around How can we do better? And these things tend to happen with moms, with professionals, wives, homemakers, volunteers, community organizers, athletes, people who feel like they just have to be constantly doing all of the things. Does it sound like you? If it sounds like you, let me know in the comments. Even if you're catching a replay, if it sounds like you, let me know. I implore you today to take your cape off. Someone sent me a message, it had to be a couple of months ago. I don't know why people just like inboxing me. I guess because I have a lot of kids and maybe I look like I got it going on when really, in fact, I'm learning just like you guys every day. But they wrote me this beautiful message, and its intentions were good when she sent it. She was like, "You just always have on your superhero cape. I want to be just like you. I want to have a big family. I want to have, go after all of my dreams." I'm paraphrasing on what she said, but it's to the gist of what she said. Is that she wanted to be similar to me. And I told her, I was like, "Sis, you just don't know. My cape is on fire. I'm about to take this bad boy off." But then when I said it, I was like, ooh, this concept of taking this cape off. Who put this cape on us? Who told us that this was the thing to do? Who has glorified us being superheroes to the point of exhaustion? Who has glorified us being burnt out? And I have attributed to us hustle culture that tells us to grind, grind, grind. You'll sleep when you're dead. Go get it every day. Work hard, play harder. Like, it's just this mentality of always doing, always striving, always going. Nobody's glorifying pausing and resting and slowing down until now. I'm hearing more conversations about slowing down, getting back to simplifying, getting back to simplicity. And so my whole thing, the hashtag for this event is Capes Off, because I want us to come today, and I want you to be able to come today and take everything off and release the burden of all the weight that you are carrying over situations, over circumstances, over stresses that you were not meant to carry. I want you to have a safe space where you can come and release those things and literally don't pick them back up. Like, once you release them, it's there. We're not going to put our capes back on when the event is over. Like, it's done. We're probably going to burn them, but we're going to start slow. We're probably going to burn them by the time the event is over. But I want you to have that space. And that is the purpose of the mid-year virtual retreat. Come and release the burdens of all the things that you are carrying. I want you to literally feel lighter when you leave us. I want you to feel lighter. I want you to feel better. I want to see a smile on your beautiful face when the event ends. I want your feedback to be, this was just what I needed. It's my goal. I'm so amped up and excited for it because I'm so eager to help women to get into this space. It is a beautiful space to be happy, healthy, healed, and whole. It is a beautiful space. And it's not a place where you just get to and you're there. It's always something that you're actively working towards because you're never going to stop. Stress is never going to stop. A little bit of stress is always a good thing. A lot of bit of stress is not a good thing, but it's going to be a given for the rest of our lives. How will you manage it? How will you make sure that you're good 5 years from now, 5 months from now, 5 days from now, 50 years from now? What are the practices and habits that you have in place? We are jumping into all of that tomorrow. Tomorrow we are relaxing. We're relaxing. And I put this picture together because I was like, the incense, the candles. I think that's what a lot of people think when it's relaxing is the environment, your surroundings, where you want to see yourself, how you want to see yourself. Yes. But also this woman, like the sun on her face, the glow, the warmth that you feel in your body when you are grounded and when you're calm is a piece that you can carry with you no matter where you are, if you're intentional about it. It is a feeling that once it's put there, you don't have to give away ever again. It's a decision that you actively make to let someone rob you of it, but you don't have to. And so I want us to get into a place where we're recognizing the power and the strength that we have in the decisions that we make when we allow another person to live in our head rent free, to live in our hearts rent free, to constantly come and open the door and take what they want from our little fridge of peace and joy and all the things that you work so hard to maintain or to create that you just freely give away, and recognize why you do it and then stop doing it. It's our space to come in and be vulnerable. It's our space to come in and be real. And I think that it's hard to do that sometimes because we get into a lot of spaces where people are judgy, and then people don't want to be around other folks because it's like, I don't really want to tell them what I got going on. I don't really want to be real, for real, for real. I want you to be able to come here and be real, for real, for real. I want you to feel like you're amongst family. I want you to come into this retreat and know that there are women like you who have a lot of things going on that they keep hidden, and then hiding allows us to shrink. And it serves no one for us to hide when we can open our mouths in love and support from a different place. And that's one thing I do value myself on, is listening and offering sound advice, right? So tomorrow we are taking our capes off. We're coming into a space where we can relax and recenter and reground ourselves and then recharge. Where are you depleted right now? Where can I best help you? What is it that's on your mind, like today, right now, that if this thing doesn't happen today, you're going to lose it? We've all been there before. Like, we don't want you to lose it, sis. We want you to open your mouth and clearly communicate a need that you have and be in a community where somebody can help you. That's important. And sometimes it's like we magnify our problems to the point where it's like it's this big thing. And it's probably just that you're just lacking a resource and getting connected to a resource that's probably been available to you the entire time. But sometimes it's hard to see beyond our circumstances. Sometimes it's hard to see beyond our situations. And that's what you lean on community for. That's what we're here for. That's what I'm here for anyway, as a coach. Is I want to be able to hear what it is that you have going on and be able to say, I got you. Let's look this up together. Let's do this together. Or by the end of this conversation, I'll be able to look into it further and give you additional resources. So, oh my goodness. So tomorrow we're getting into a lot of things. A couple of the strategies that we'll kind of go over, I'll share a few of these with you today. I'll share a lot of them with you tomorrow. Is learning how to ask for help. The art of delegating, of simply being able to say, I am not going to do it all. I could because I'm bad like that, but I don't want to. So I'm going to ask for help because you have a gifting in this area and you have a gifting in this area. And why not utilize those gifts for the greater good instead of me trying to do 50 million things that I was never intended to do? So asking for help is one of the strategies, and we're going to get further into a conversation around delegation tomorrow. And another part of what I hear in conversations around delegation is the lack of a village or a community. There are so many women, it breaks my heart. So many women who are doing life in isolation. So many who are doing life in isolation. Like, you have spouses, you have kids, you have family who live near you, but you're still isolated. You have friends, but there are things that you still keep to yourself. Isolated. You don't want to talk about that. Isolated. So you can never get the help that you need because you don't want to open up about where you may actually have a legitimate need. So one of the sessions that we have is centered around creating a village and how can you get those people and places and supports into your world to help support you so that you do have someone to delegate things to. We're going to jump into conversations around self-care, which is this thing that we're talking about here, taking out time just for you. How will you be taking out time for yourself? Are you scheduling? I have some time to read a book. I can tell you one of the things that I do every single morning, prayer, thanking God that he woke me up for that day, thanking God that he woke my kids up, my family members, checking in with everybody. Everybody's good. The text messages, the phone is badinging. Okay, he woke him up. He woke them up. He woke her up. Thank you, God, for all the things, for waking us up and giving us another chance to get this thing that we call life right. So after prayer time, reflection time, being thankful and expressing gratitude for where I am in this life. My favorite app that I listen to every morning is called Pep Talk. And it gives me these inspiring, beautiful, motivational messages in the way that I need to hear them. prayer and gratitude presents a sense of peace and calm for me. But then I'm like, that other part of me that's got to get hyped up for my work, I can either listen to a bunch of rap music, which will also get me into that same place, but maybe not as positive. The pep talk does that for me. It's like a compilation of all the most hype motivational speakers you've ever heard, all blended up into one. And they have these different themes that you can listen to, playlists and images, like all the things to truly inspire and propel your day and get things going. And I like to like hear somebody talk hard to me like a coach. Like, I don't want everything to be light and fluffy and you got it, girl. It's gonna be like, do you want this? How bad do you want this? Like, I need somebody to talk to me like that. And so taking that time out every morning, they have them in different lengths. So you can listen to like a 5 minute or 3 minute if you don't have a whole bunch of time. Messages, you can plug it up to the Bluetooth in your car, listen to it on the way to work, let your kids listen to it on the way to school or summer camp because we're entering into summer. It's just a great, great place for you to take out and refuel yourself. How are you taking time out for you? That's one of our strategies. And what I'm going to do tomorrow is also share a list of tools that I use for productivity, recharging, mindset. Like I said, those little habits over time make a really, really big difference. And if it's just something as simple as downloading an app, why not share that with you? It's something that you can implement today and utilize for the next 30 days and look and see how differently your mornings start. Look and see how differently your evenings are. Whatever part of that day is, you drag and you tend to lag and don't get a lot of stuff done. Tools and resources are going to be your friend. The next strategy is learning how to say no. It's sometimes you're going to have to tell folks no. You gonna be able to come with us while we go to the no? Ain't gonna be able to make it. Sure can't. Ain't gonna be able to do that. I even had to tell my kids no recently. We were doing a lot of fun things to kind of get out of the house and just lift our spirits, get the sun on our face. We needed that kind of like get out energy. We homeschool. So being in sometimes is too much. We got to get out and we got to do stuff. But I was doing too many things and my legs and thighs were killing me, feet killing me because we were walking everywhere. My body was not used to that. And so even though it was a good thing and what we were doing was good, I had to say no because I needed to rest. I needed a few days to literally just pause. And my body was like, girl, what are we doing? We do not do this. Not every day, not all day like this. Like we just jumped into it. We didn't prep or stretch or nothing. So just knowing when to say no. I feel like our bodies tell us that all the time. Like, I'm depleted. I need rest. I'm stressed. This aches. That hurts because we need to rest. Natural parts of life. We don't listen. We want to overlook stuff. It's just like take a pain pill, you'll get over it. Mm-mm. Learn how to get in tune. Learn how to be self-aware with your body and where it is time to say no. Also, setting achievable goals is a huge part of resetting and recharging because sometimes we get hard on ourselves because we weren't able to achieve a goal that was never achievable in the first place. It was too ambitious. There is something called too ambitious. And it's not that you won't be able to get the thing that you want. It's just the time frame that you set for it was a bit ridiculous. Like, I want to be like, okay, next week I need to be a millionaire because that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen next week. Doesn't mean it can't happen in this lifetime. It's not going to happen next week. So sometimes just going back and re-looking at some of the things that you have set for yourself and saying, was this really truly realistic? Am I in a season where a lot of things are happening where I need to scale back? Maybe you have 10 goals and you need to focus on 4 right now or focus on 3 because 10 is too many. 10 is causing you to stress because you're looking at too many things at once. Maybe let's take quarter 2. We're looking at 3 goals. We'll push these next 3 over to quarter 3. Be realistic in the goals that you're setting for yourself. We do the same thing, and I'm so guilty of this. My to-do list is insane. Every morning I wake up, I'm like, it's pages. It's like, I got to do, and then I got to do, and then I got to do, and it's like, girl, it's 24 hours. Where are you doing all of these things? So I have a planner. Oh, where's my planner? It's in the other room. I wanted to show it to you. I have a full focus planner, which is created by Full Focus Company, which is created by Michael Hyatt. And it follows a framework and a strategy to help you focus on 3 goals per day, which is tangible for me. Like every day, it's like, what are the top 3 things that need to happen today? If nothing else happens, these 3 things need to happen. And so I enter into my days less stressed and less overwhelmed because that tool helps me to focus on my big three each day. And then it's like another section for you to put in other things that need to be done. But the primary focus of your day is your big three. Your primary focus is on what is achievable and what do you have the capacity to do each and every day. So I'll share again more resources, more tools, because you can get it done. It just may require a few shifts and a few changes. That's why I always say to people, you are so much closer than you think, because likely you are. It's just one or two things that may need a little bit of rearranging and a little bit of shifting. And then lastly is let go of perfectionism. This ideal that we got to do it perfect every single time. This idea that we can't move forward until it's just right, or we're just right, or it's just right. It's nothing's ever going to be just right. Sometimes you just got to get started moving and then make changes along the way. Period. Perfectionism is paralyzing, and it's probably paralyzing a lot of you all. I know it sure as heck paralyzed me for a long time because everything that's presented online sometimes was feeling very perfect. They felt really polished. People that I follow are polished people. And so it feels like if I can't show up in that same energy, I don't even want to show up. If I can't do it like they doing it, I don't even want to do it. And it's like you'll find your own unique way for doing the things that only you can do. That is what makes you unique. That is what makes you an individual. And this is the importance of why I want to help women understand their significance, because there's something about the way that you do what you do, in the way that you say it, in the way that you teach it, in the way that you speak it, in the way that you market it, promote it, package it, create it, draw it. It's only unique to you. And the world needs that thing that only you can bring in the way that only you can bring it. So this is our opportunity to just get poured into during our mid-year retreat. Tickets are available over at motivather.com/RR, which, by the way, I found out yesterday, those RRs need to be lowercase and not uppercase. Uppercase did something weird and it didn't take me to the right page. So to get to the right page, you want to go to motivather.com/RR. There we go. And so tomorrow, Thursday, June 1st, 9 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time, we're going to revitalize and recharge. We're going to let go of some faulty, stinking thinking. We are going to come in. We're going to take our capes off. Hashtag capes off. Put it in the comment section if you're ready to take your cape off. I'm just curious. Who's ready to take their cape off? Who is ready to stop always having to be strong and resilient? And who doesn't mind saying, I need help? Who doesn't mind saying, I haven't been as great as focusing on my mindset and my mental health as I could be? Who wants to say, I do need help creating a village? Who needs help with stress management and self-care? Who needs to make better decisions, like deciding to attend this event, but on a day-to-day basis, choosing themselves? Not at the bottom of the to-do list, not squeezing it in, but recognizing that if we don't take care of us first, nothing else matters. Because none of those things will exist if you don't exist. And we want you to exist and again, be happy, be healthy, be healed, and be whole. And I think that this retreat is the beautiful place for you to start. And as a gift for you joining me live today, and I'm going to put this in the comments, if you use the promo code LIVE, it'd be nice if I spelled that right, LIVE, you can get your ticket for half off. How's that for some love? You can get your ticket for half off. I'm not going to leave this up all day. I want to honor the people who showed up, honor the people who listened, and give some love to you. Hopefully it makes your day. But hop on over, motivather.com/RR. Use the promo code LIVE so you can get your ticket for half off. Probably after lunch, I'll go ahead and take that down. So get them quickly. And just take this opportunity and ask yourself, what will happen if you don't do this tomorrow? What'll happen if you don't get your ticket today? Who told you, number one, that you have tomorrow to just have? Time is the most valuable asset that you possess. But I think the second most important asset that you possess is your decision making skills. Because people who make them happen because they decided to. They push past excuses. They didn't say, I don't have the time. I'm not going to be able to do it. I already know I'm not going to watch the replay. I can't do and I won't do and blah, 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 blah. See you back here in December when you're probably going to need a reset again. When you'll likely be in the exact same place that you're in now, and you likely will not have seen very much growth. Growth happens when you decide that you're worth nurturing. Growth happens when you decide and you know for yourself that you are worth every bit, every dollar, every penny that is invested into you is worth it because you are the most valuable asset that you possess. How you manage your time, how you manage this life, how well you show up in life is a decision that you can only make for you. I'm here to support you. I'm here to love on you. I'm here to encourage you and provide resources to you as best as I can, but I cannot decide for you. I would love to see your name pop up on the roster so that you can be there tomorrow along with another executive moms who are decisive decision making women who know that they have a destiny, who know that it's time for a reset, who know that they need access to new tools and resources and practical strategies to help them get through. And I would love to be in your corner to support you as well. motivatHER.com/RR. Utilize that promo code before it goes away. If you're on your lunch break, as I know many of you are, that's why I'm about to hop off because I got to get on another call anyway. But I want you to utilize that code. I cannot wait to see you there. Here is to your growth. Here is to you relaxing, recharging, and revitalizing with us tomorrow. I cannot wait to see your beautiful face in the morning. If you have any questions or comments or concerns, feel free to leave them here in the comment section. I will respond as I can throughout the day. Or if you visit the website, the phone number and email address is there too. I will be happy to answer any lingering questions that you have surrounding our mid-year virtual retreat tomorrow. But again, have a blessed hump day. Get it done, ladies, and do something special for yourself today. Until next time, take care and be well.